Welcome to Chad Hates Carbs. Today we're going to do some cheesy garlic bread muffins using these fabulous silicone muffin tins. And but before we do that, we're going to have to make some sour cream because I ran out. So we're going to make some sour cream with heavy whipping cream and lemon juice. So we're going to do that hack now. So in short, the idea is you take a single teaspoon of lemon juice and mix it with a single cup of heavy cream. Since we only need a half a cup, I'm going to do half a cup of heavy cream. And yes, I realize I'm using the wrong kind of measuring cup, but that's because I'm a hack, as we've talked about before on this channel. We're going to do one, not one full teaspoon, because remember it's 1 teaspoon for a full cup. So we want to use a half a teaspoon for a half a cup. And I'm just going to use this lemon juice here, since I don't have any fresh lemons. So there's our half a teaspoon. We're just going to mix it up a little bit, and you can see that it kind of starts to curdle, and it gets this nice kind of thicker texture. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to use this as the base for the sour cream that we need to use in these muffins. So now we'll step through once I get this all beat together, we're going to go ahead and start pouring everything together and make these muffins. Okay, so now we're going to take this sour cream and we're going to mix it with our eggs. So that's our sour cream. Didn't thicken up quite as much as I'd like, but we're going to hope that it works okay. So we've got sour cream in here. We're going to put in 4 eggs. Then we're going to add 5 cloves of garlic. And then we're going to add to that, finally, 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to stick that in there and we're going to mix it up. And we'll come back when that's all pulsed together. Okay, now that we've got that done, we're going to go ahead and add 3 cups of almond flour. Very carefully. This is going to be really close to the maximum capacity of this thing. I got most of it in there. Okay. And then we're going to add, gotta kind of give it a pocket to work with. Then we're going to add our melted, we're going to add our baking powder. We're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up and come back when we get this kind of squished down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Got that kind of pushed down just a little bit, and that almond flour turns soupy pretty quick. We got a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. We're going to add that in there. We got some butter that is started to melt, so it should mix in pretty easy. I need to get my scraper. Sorry about that. Let's get that butter out of there. I'm putting in 7 tablespoons because, you know, extra butter is not a bad thing. I'm a fan. And then we're going to add a cup of grated cheddar. I just kind of guessed. And again, if you have more cheese, that's better than less cheese. And then we've got 4 ounces of mozzarella that we're going to mix in as well. And the key here is that I'm just throwing everything in there because the recipe is actually fancier than this, but I don't feel like being fancy today. So I'm just going to mash this stuff in here and we're going to see what happens. So I'll get this mixed up and be right back. And I'm back. Full disclosure, everything was bunching up at the top, so I'm going to have to mix it outside of the mixer just to kind of get it started, and then I'm going to pulse it back. I'm going to put all this back in here, but I got to mix it up first, otherwise it's not going to ever get the cheese mixed in. So I'll be back when that nonsense is all finished. Okay, so now the recipe calls for dipping half, filling these half full and then putting some filling in the middle and all that sort of stuff. But like I said, I'm not feeling particularly fancy today. So this is just the concoction as it sits. Everything mixed together into one fell swoop. And just going to slap these in here. The oven is at 325 and we're supposed to let them sit for 25 minutes and then brush extra butter on the top. But again, that's for fancier people than me. So right now I'm just going to fill this stuff up and slap them in the oven, and we'll come back and take a look at it whenever those are done. I figured I'd show you one last shot before they go in the oven. I've got them pretty much leveled off to the top, and there's still probably enough for 3 or 4 more. So I don't know that I even necessarily need quite as much as that in order to fill my silicone cups here. So anyway, we're going to slap these in the oven and we'll see how they turn out. Okay, that's 25 minutes in. We're going to take these out and check them. Woo! They look pretty good. Let's see if we've got they're done. Still a little wet. Of course, I'm not sure how much of that is just the cheese on the inside. I think I'm going to go ahead and give them a couple minutes and come back because they're not quite brown on top. So two more minutes. Okay, so it's been 6 minutes. Extra cooking. I'm just going to call this good. It's starting to brown a little bit on the top, but not a ton. Obviously these are pretty warm. So that, I mean, it's not a question of not hot, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and peel one back. Seems to be cooked all the way through, at least from the outside. Get a plate here. It's brown on the bottom, as we can see. Texture's pretty good. It's definitely got plenty of air in there. It doesn't have, it's not dense at all, so that's good. Tastes pretty good. It's a little parsley heavy. When I saw a 1/4 cup of parsley, I was kind of like, ugh, but that's good. Yeah, I'd say probably I don't know, maybe maybe an 8.5. I'm not really digging the mozzarella combo with the cheddar. I would probably drop the parsley down and just go all cheddar, because I don't know, the mozzarella doesn't really, and I'm kind of wondering if she did the mozzarella because of the fact that it's like a little bit softer cheese. But no, I mean, as far as texture goes, you'd be hard pressed to think that these weren't made from regular flour. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot like a regular biscuit. But yeah, definitely worth a shot. And again, you can make them super fancy. You can, brush them with butter and do the pockets of cheese like the actual recipe calls for. But it works just fine if you just throw everything together, which is more my style. So until next time, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a good one. That's a good time.